Hi, I'm Steve Harvey, Executive Director of the Transcendental Politics Foundation, and I'm going to read for you today Transcendental Politics Pocket Parable number 3. This is what a pocket parable looks like, called The Parable of the Blind Tribes. It's a variation of a familiar parable. There was a race of humans once, all of whom were without sight. 3 tribes of these blind humans existed, each at war with the others. They each worshipped animals none of them had ever seen nor perceived in any other way, divided by their disdain each for the others for failing to worship the same animal as them. One tribe called the animal they worshipped a lef, and described it as a broad, flat, leathery, leaf-like creature that flapped in the wind. This tribe was called the lefs. Another tribe called the animal they worshipped a fant, described as a tree trunk-like animal, thick and sturdy. This tribe was called the fants. The third tribe called the animal they worshipped an L, and described it as snake-like, long and narrow, and able to coil and stretch powerfully. This tribe was known as the L's. The fants, the lefs, and the L's fought endlessly, each against all. The fants despised the lefs and the L's for worshipping a leathery, leaf-like animal and a snake-like animal, respectively. The lefs despised the fants and the L's for worshipping a tree trunk-like animal and a snake-like animal, respectively. And the L's despised the fants and the lefs for worshipping a tree trunk-like animal and leathery leaf-like animal, respectively. They each could not understand how the others could be so wrong. There were also in each of the tribes a group called antinomists, who insisted that no such animals existed, that the lef, the fant, and the L were all figments of the imagination that served only to divide the tribes. The antinomists, however, were just as dogmatic and divisive in their certainty that there were no lefs, fants, or L's as the religious in each tribe were of the existence of their tribe's totem. Tired of the fighting, a movement arose in each tribe to make peace. The L's peace movement insisted that all 3 tribes should agree to worship one shared neutral totem rather than 3 different tribal totems. The left's peace movement insisted that it was wrong for the people of each tribe to be certain that their animal was the right animal to worship, since perhaps the others were right instead. So perhaps it would be best just to agree to disagree. The fants peace movement insisted that it was really the same animal they were worshiping, but they just each had thought of it differently. Leaders from the 3 peace movements gathered occasionally to discuss how to make peace among their tribes, but always ended up fighting among themselves over which was the best way to do so. The story of the perennial warfare among the L's, the lefs, and the fants reached neighboring lands, in one of which an animal was common, a large animal with enormous flat ears, thick, sturdy legs, and a powerful, coiling trunk. The leadership of this neighboring land decided it could end the warfare among the 3 tribes simply by bringing this creature to them and showing them that they were all worshiping one and the same thing. And so they sent a small delegation with this living amalgam of the 3 totems, this L, Lef, Fant, to the land of the 3 tribes and invited leaders from each tribe to come and determine for themselves that it was one and the same animal. The leader from the lefs felt around until he found the creature's ear and cried, "Yes, this is a lef." The leader from the L's felt around until he found the creature's trunk and cried, "Yes, this is an L." The leader from the fants felt around until he found a thick, sturdy leg and cried, "Yes, this is a fant." They agreed that it had been, after all, the same animal they had been worshipping. The delegation from the neighboring land left, content to have ended the tribe's endless war, leaving the elephant with them as a gesture of goodwill. After the delegation left, the leader from the left said to the other 2, "We told you that it was a creature that was leathery, leaf-like in form. Now we have all touched it for ourselves. We can finally agree." The leader from the L's replied, "No, it is not. It is a snake-like creature, as we have always maintained. Here, give me your hand, and I will prove it to you by having you feel its shape for yourself." The leader from the fants replied, "You are both wrong. It is tree trunk-like in form. Let me guide your hands to the truth. And so the wars among the three tribes continued, no longer over whose totem should be worshipped, but over what form their shared totem really had. In time, a new movement arose, first in one tribe and then the others, that sought to transcend all of the disagreements. The new movement sought to encourage and facilitate the letting go of all such certainties, of allowing what was known to inform a growing understanding of what it is. Without dividing into tribes over whether the ear, trunk, or leg of an elephant is the real elephant, or over whether an elephant is worthy of such veneration or not. The members of this movement came together to explore the entirety of the elephant, in all of its facets. Ever finer details were discovered and ever new complexities. Debates occurred over questions not yet resolved, regarding what the elephant preferred to eat, or how long it lived, or how intelligent it was. But these were cause for celebration, because they sparked new inquiries and new understandings. The new movement had made common ground out of knowing that they don't know, allowing that knowledge to guide them. In time, they left the elephant behind, expanding into an exploration of all facets of nature and of how best to serve their shared humanity as one beautiful blossom of it.